Hi, my name is Bola. Thanks for joining me on Insights with Lady B. If this is your first time of watching, please support my channel by clicking the red subscription bell so you can get notifications whenever I upload a new video. Today, I'm going to be talking about dissociation. I'm going to be explaining what it is, why it happens, how you can recognize when it's happening so you can bring yourself back to the present through coping strategies. I need to let you know that in the course of my discussion in this short video, if there's anything that I would say that would get you triggered, I would like you to seek professional help so you can get to the root of the problem and get somebody to give you the right support that you do need. I may also be going through my notes so that I can read out clearly to you some of the important points that I want to bring out in this video. So dissociation is when your brain and the rest of your nervous system feels unable or feels overwhelmed and is unable to deal with what's going on in the moment for you when you experience a traumatic event, so it pulls away. When you experience a traumatic event, such as physical assault, sexual assault, sometimes it's so much for you to take such that your brain then disconnects itself from that situation as a form of defense mechanism so that your body can manage it, so that you can survive that event at that point in time. We don't really know why some people experience this and some people don't. What can be traumatic for one person could be different from another person. Some people, it could be a big event like losing a loved one. They're grieving and they just can't come to terms with it, that they've lost that person. That person is gone and not going to come back. Some people, through physical abuse or sexual abuse, they experience a traumatic event. And some people, it could be even as little as being chased on the street by a dog could be a traumatic event for them. And as such, they kind of start dissociating because it's just too much for them to take. It all depends on what your body can take. And so we're all created different. And so I don't want you to feel bad if you're wondering, why do I feel the way that I feel? It's just the way your nervous system works, and it's the way that your body is trying to cope with the events that you cannot really cope with. There are 5 types of ways that you can dissociate. You can dissociate first of all through what we call amnesia, which is a loss of memory. Your brain tries to kind of just erase that memory off, that it's not happening. Sometimes you can dissociate through depersonalization, which is you have an out-of-body experience. You're removing yourself out, you're removing your body out of that situation. This usually happens to rape victims. Whenever they experience it, for them to be able to cope with that, they just kind of, take their body out of it so that they can cope with it. Some go through the realization. This is when you are somewhere, but you feel that you're not there. So your environment around you is not real to you. Some people have identity confusion, where sometimes you just lose track of who you really are. You could also have identity alteration, where you are changing and you're taking on identity and behavior in different places. Sometimes you're a different person at work and you're a different person when you're at home. It's just a way of your body or your nervous system trying to cope whenever you get triggered when you experience a traumatic event. So some of the signs which you can look out for, because I know I've spoken a lot, but if you don't kind of look out for these signs, you might not even know that you're dissociating. Some of the signs of people dissociating could be you feeling numb, you feeling dizzy, lightheadedness, being confused about, an event or a trivial issue, you're having flashbacks. Whenever you encounter a situation that reminds you of the trauma that you've gone through, you have flashbacks. You have mood swings, there's paranoia, you're sometimes zoning out. You're complete, just take yourself out of it. Somebody could be beside you and you're gone. Sometimes you're daydreaming, or you sometimes feel that your body is foreign to you, or your body doesn't belong to you. Sometimes you're staring into space for hours and you can't even remember what you're thinking about. You sometimes lose train of your thoughts and you're feeling detached from people. These are just some of the signs of dissociation. So if you kind of notice that you sometimes experience some of these signs, then you might be dissociating because of a traumatic event that happened to you in the past. You need to be careful, because if you do not seek professional help because of these signs, it can lead to a serious mental issue, such as you being diagnosed with schizophrenia. It can lead you to having eating disorder, or even having what we call a bipolar disorder. So sometimes it's good, if you notice these signs going on, then you need to kind of seek help or look for ways by which you can reduce it. And this brings me to the coping strategies that you can try to kind of reduce them. First, exercise. Exercise is exercise all the way. I mean, I can't overstress the use of exercise. You need it to kind of burn energy. You need it to be able to connect back to yourself, to release that energy. So whatever's going on inside of you, try as best as you can for movement, go about, get fresh air and exercise. For your cortisol, it affects then your cortisol level, and it, and everything down in your body. It brings everything down. I can't overstress you also having good sleep. Try to kind of have good sleep. Sleep on time, sleep well, especially for those who are having flashbacks because they've been triggered. Try as best as you can to have a good sleep. I mean, minimum of 7 to 8 hours is quite good. It will relax your mind and make you kind of forget what's going on. I know you might want to ask me, how can I sleep because of whatever I'm experiencing? If the thoughts are there, how do I get to sleep? How do I get to exercise? This is when I would say you need to make use of grounding techniques. Grounding techniques makes use of your 5 senses to bring you back to a present state. So it's your eyes, your ears, your nose, your mouth, and your sense of touch. So you use all these things to bring you back. For example, if you do get triggered by an event, you need to then make use of your 5 senses to bring yourself back to a place of safety. So with your mouth, you can kind of speak positive messages. So for me, I like singing. When I sing positively. I listen to messages as well. But sometimes there's breathing techniques that I can make use of to kind of bring me back. I kind of make use of my feet to touch the ground to kind of remind me that I'm not in that situation that happened in the past that is making it traumatic for me. So you need to use your 5 senses as a form of grounding technique to kind of break and bring yourself back into the present if you're dissociating. And finally, I would say try to reduce your daily risks. By doing this, it means that anything that you feel triggers you, try to avoid it. For example, I do not like horror movies. From when I was a child, I used to watch a lot of horror movies, especially from African background, and it used to really scare me. And so I try to avoid a lot of horror movies, anything violent, anything that would make me scared and unable to sleep. I avoid it so badly. Rather than that, I listen to positive messages, I read books, anything that would take my mind off to relax it. These are daily ways by which I kind of reduce my daily risks. If there's a particular place that reminds you of that triggers you off, then I would say try to kind of avoid those places, avoid people that would trigger you and make you kind of dissociate, because it's important that you get your balance back and you bounce back in life and not let anything phase you. I hope you've kind of found this short video quite informative and educative. If there's anything that has triggered you, please leave your comments down below. Send in your questions about topics. If you want me to kind of explain further, please let me know in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again. Bye bye.